Hey guys, Bus824. Last night I took both of the types of pellets that I showed in my last video that I cast, and I took my Daisy 880 and fired them into an orange. And I figured that I'd get some expansion, but in the photos you're about to see, you'll see that they didn't expand on the way through the orange. The shorter round nose one, the one that I've showed you the most of, it actually turned around. I think it hit part of the center of it, and that's how it spun around. And the damage that you see on it, I had the orange backed up by a piece of 1x4, and it left a pretty sizable dent in the 1x4 even with just 3 pumps, which should be somewhere in the neighborhood of about 250 to 300 feet per second. The other pellet, the only damage that it got was on its nose, and it stuck in the 1x4. I pulled it out with my fingers, but other than that, they didn't really leave a wound channel like you would expect with a normal air gun pellet. These pellets aren't really designed to expand. They're designed to totally penetrate the targets. With most air guns, you don't really have the energy to expand a pellet like you would with, say, a normal powder actuated firearm like a 22 or something like that. So the only way you really get a good clean kill is to penetrate the target and do as much internal damage as possible, and that's what these things are meant to do. Okay guys, in the first photo, what you see is you see the long pointed pellet and you see the short round nose pellet after they've been fired. And you can see by the damage on both of them that they pretty much retained their shape. Like I said, the short round nose one turned around. I guess it hit a seed or a center stalk of the orange inside of it, and that's what caused it to upset and turn around. They don't really show in the photos the rifling, but they do grip the rifling. Both of them were fairly stable in flight. The long pointed one, I had to look really hard to find its actual point of impact and its point of exit. The shorter round nose one, it wasn't so hard to find its point of impact and point of exit, but they were very, very small. Only the very end flat nose of it punches out a hole, and the orange just expands around the pellet and then kind of closes back up. So if you're going to hunt for pelts or that kind of thing, they don't do a lot of damage. Again, they're really meant to penetrate through the pellets or through the game. So something like this might be something worth considering. So I'll get to the next photo here in just a moment. In this photo, guys, you see a total of 5 pellets. You see 4 of the long nose pellets, and you see 2 of the short rounded pellets. The ones on the right are the ones that have been fired. The ones on the left are ones that I've basically pushed through the barrel of my air gun with a cleaning rod, and you can just barely make out where it grips the rifling on the ones on the left. So the ones on the right, for some reason, I guess when it went through the orange, it kind of obscured them, but they do grip the rifling. They do slide down the barrel with a little bit of effort, but not really that much after it's been engraved by the rifling. Like I said, they fly fairly straight. I don't get that much of a chance to go out and fire it at a decent distance, like 25 yards or so. So next chance I get where I can get out and fire them at that distance, I'll let you guys see that. So we'll get on to the next. In this photo, guys, I have just the 3 pellets that I ran down the barrel with the cleaning rod. And if you notice the one on the lower left hand side, you can just make out where one of the rifling grooves is. And the round nose pellet that's above it, it's not quite so obvious, but just on the very aft ring of it, it actually grips the rifling. The one on the right hand side, I didn't get the lighting right, but it does have rifling grooves down it as well. So I'll see if I can get a better photo of that. So the train goes by here. That's better. If I can get a better photo of it where you can see the rifling, it'll show up a little better if I had different lighting than I had right then. These are made out of fairly soft lead in comparison to the first ones I've made. I've tried to soften the lead up to where I do get some expansion, but they just don't expand. Their shape is just too slick, I guess. So until next time, we'll catch you later, guys.